Hey guys, what's up? This is Sam from Glow San Diego, and I'm here with Borgeous.
What's up?
He's about to be playing Omnia.
Yes, Omnia San Diego, one of my favorite places.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, I want to delve right into this. When I first heard your music, this was back, 2013-ish. I think I was maybe in college. I was kind of in an EDM and dance phase of my life. I thought your name was Bourgeois. I thought you were like a French DJ or something. So I looked you up and I Googled you and I was like, he's American?
He's from Miami.
What? Like his name is Borgeous? What?
Yeah.
There's got to be a story behind that, cliche, but where does your name come from?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought I was either Canadian because of Dubs, because Tsunami came out with them. And then a lot of people thought I was from, that I was Dutch. But my last name is Borger, Borger. And a lot of people in LA, when I was in the scene there, before like everything kind of took off, this door guy always used to call me Borgeous. And then like when I walked up, he's like, "What's up, Borgeous? Are you looking Borgeous today?" Like, and so like it just kind of like
looking Borgeous.
Yeah,
today.
it just kind of he like always messing with me like so it just kind of stuck. And then I started like doing music and DJing and then I was like, oh, I'll just use this name, and then next thing I know, Tsunami comes out. I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is my name then, because obviously this huge song came out, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stick with this then,
Right.
So that's kind of where it all came from.
No, that's great. And so, like, after that, I never forgot your name because you started releasing these bangers one after the other. Tsunami, obviously.
A lot of people thought that, though. Bourgeois. I got that a lot. Because I think there's a TV show that's, like, spelled similar.
You kind of have to roll your R when you do it, like Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
You could like have like an alter ego, like that's your drunk side, and then you have Borgeous.
Bourgeois.
Yeah, Bourgeois.
I'm bourgeois.
You never know, but so obviously Tsunami, it set the bar for you in your music. You probably hear that every time you're interviewed and or every time somebody's talking to you.
It's brought up.
Yeah, I mean, because it was like your song, it coined you for
100%.
What you're doing now and everything. But you also, you released these songs like Wildfire and Invincible, and they just really, they kind of set your signature style for your music.
100%. Definitely in the beginning, for sure.
So how did your release of that song in particular kind of change your life, or what were you doing before that song came out?
You're referring to Tsunami?
Yeah.
Before that came out, I was in the nightlife scene in LA. Actually, I was a promoter. I worked for a IT recruiting company at one point. I worked for a product placement company for like stuff on TV shows and talk shows. I had a lot of different jobs. I was just doing whatever I could to like survive in LA at that point. And then kind of the promoting thing in LA kind of segued into the DJing thing, because I was like, I was like doing all these like big nightclubs in LA, and I was like, I can do this. Like, so I was like, I would tell the owners who I was friends with, because I was promoting for them, that I was like, hey, I'll just DJ for free and I'll bring you like 150 people and like my bottle clients and stuff, and I'll just DJ for free. Yeah. So that's kind of like where it all started. I was doing that for like a good year before Tsunami even came out, and
it was a passion. So
I did it for free. I wasn't even getting paid. I mean, I was getting paid like as a promoter, but I wasn't getting paid like as a DJ. I was literally, they were just not having to pay a DJ. I would just come there for free, and I would like bring like a lot of people. So did that for like an entire year almost, and then it finally and then Tsunami happened.
Yeah, and after Tsunami, so I was looking up some of your older interviews and you're on YouTube, and I was dying. So one of which was this guy, he's in a nightclub and he's interviewing you, and some guy comes out of nowhere in the back and he goes,
"Oh yeah, South Carolina."
Like it's New Year's Eve or something, and like he literally just like ruins the whole interview. But
South Carolina, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then I also watched this one. So Tsunami, after Tsunami was released, you were able to travel the world, and you could tell in your interviews like how raw and genuine you were, because you were like shell shocked. Like people would be like speaking in a completely different language and then like turn around and be like, "So I'm with Borgeous, by the way," and you'd be like, "Yeah, I have no idea what you just said."
Yeah. That happened a bunch of times at festivals and stuff. Like, for all I know, they said, "I'm here, Borgeous, and he sucks, and I hate him." I'm like, "Oh."
So it was
nice to meet you.
Overnight fame, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Tsunami definitely. I mean, arguably one of the biggest songs I think in EDM.
It's a goodie.
Definitely,
for sure.
Still I get tweeted and texted every day from like football stadiums and hockey games and baseball games and everything that they always play it.
Yeah,
So,
you get tweeted a lot, and I have to give you recognition for this because I feel like you really put your fans above everything else. I really seldomly see you promote, aside from shows, like yourself or tweet like personal stuff about you, but you really you retweet every.
I'm not big on the whole personal stuff on social media. A lot of people are into that, but
you've got your House of Borgeous and your Borgeous Army, so it's like your Borgeous Squad.
Yep. House of Borgeous was started with the whole radio show on SiriusXM. Actually, that's where that all came from. Yeah, and then kind of segued into that.
Nice. And like they said something, they were like, music is, like listeners were like, this song hit different. Like this song was like amazing, Yeah. And I feel like, how does it feel for you to get constant recognition from your fans, telling you how much they love this song or like how it resonates?
Yeah, it's all, I think anything you do, getting recognition or people telling you that, you're doing something good is obviously a great feeling, But yeah, on my radio show, I used to have fans, and nobody was really doing that. And it's funny. We were listening to Sirius, me and my tour manager were listening to. Oh no, it wasn't even tour. It was my roommate Ryan. We were listening to SiriusXM on the way back from somewhere yesterday in Vegas, and I heard them doing like I think Ghastly was calling in, and they had like he was like taking phone calls with fans like with the host though. And I was like, damn, no one was doing that really at SiriusXM, and I like kind of brought that in there, I think, and started doing the phone calls with fans, and like that's when fans would call in and be like, I'd be like, House of Borgeous, this is Borgeous, and they'd be like, hey, I love your song Invincible, or I saw you at so and so, and like that's just something I did, on my own dime, on my own time. I'd fly to New York and do that, every time. So that's that's something I really enjoy doing, actually, more than anything, is doing the phone calls with the fans. I would literally take like 150 phone calls a day.
Yeah, and you live stream with your fans, right?
Yeah, I do that a lot too. Yep. I just started doing that now because I haven't been able to do the New York thing as much anymore. As far as taking phone calls with fans, so I've just been doing like live Instagram, like I guess FaceTime, I guess you'd call it on Instagram Live, whatever it'd be, screen sharing, whatever.
Yeah, but with your fans.
Yeah, with fans. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately.
Cool. Is there anything in particular like someone said to you that hit you different? Made you feel different?
No, not really.
No, not really.
Every time it's kind of saying, it's the same thing. It's just, hey, I saw you at so and so, you were cool, or I love your song Invincible, it got me through this, or that's usually like typically what I get when I talk to them.
Right, and some of your new releases, wow, different vibe, different style. Definitely, when I heard it, I wouldn't right off the bat say that's a Borgeous track.
100%.
So
people say that a lot.
Yeah, and so how would you describe like the difference between songs like Invincible and then your like latest release, like Better Anyway?
Yeah, Better Anyway with RUNAGROUND. Yeah. Well, I did a song with RUNAGROUND before, which did really good. I think it has like 15 million streams on Spotify. It was doing pretty good, and I did that with Morton as well. So it was me, Morton, and RUNAGROUND, and that was the first time I met RUNAGROUND, and he's just like, send him something and he's just like quick. He's really good, and he has an amazing voice. So I had this song sitting there, and I sent it to him literally like the next day. He was like, oh, I have this for it. And I'm like, wow. This is like exactly what I'm looking for. Actually, it's perfect. So yeah, I don't know. You just gotta adapt and evolve with the times. Like I do, like I did that song "Make Me Yours," which is killing it right now, and that was the first time I went back to kind of like the progressive, like Invincible, They Don't Know Us, Wildfire kind of vibe, and everyone loved that, and then people loved that song, so Better Anyway. So I've done a lot of different things. I think it's just being diverse and just being able to adapt with the times, but also maintain who you are as well. Yeah. So you can give a little bit of this and a little bit of that here and there.
Yeah. So you have like this mix of like festival upbeat, like really trappy, hard style music.
You got to please the kids every now and then.
Oh, okay. Cater to those.
Yeah, you got to cater to the rave kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My next song coming out is definitely doing that for sure.
So like, I had a rave name. My rave name was Luscious.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was my very first rave I ever went to. A rave name. Yeah, no, I went to a rave and they were like, "We're gonna name you. Your name is Luscious." And I was like, "What? No, it's not." But that's fine. And then so
coming to the stage, we have Luscious.
I'd rather have Booger. I'd rather be like called like something really funny than to be something like you feel like you need to like dress up for every time. Like, because I also go to festivals and I could wear like my jean shorts and like a backwards hat. I could be called Booger. Like, I don't want to have to like live up to Luscious every time I go out.
Like, you're Lush. You're the famous Luscious.
Like, no, I can't do that. Bourgeois.
Yeah, I've never had a rave name actually.
Yeah, but so anyways, I really like the RUNAGROUND track that you just came out with, and I really feel like it's a summery, like feel good, up tempo type track, but it's like one of those ones you play at the pool or like, you know, somewhere that isn't at a festival, but you could intertwine that song in a festival set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could. You could. I'd probably play like a remix of it, depending on how my set's going. But yeah, typically like songs like that, you know, like Better Anyway, and a lot of songs on my album 13 too. Actually, I do play a lot of the remixes too. It just depends, like on the setting and this, you know, if it's like a outdoor like festival, I'm gonna play something crazy, you know. But if it's like a pool thing, you know, you can get away with playing like more. And
13's got a story behind it on its own. So that was your favorite number. There was 13 tracks.
13, yeah. Well, it was 13 tracks originally, but then I did 2 more, and it actually ended up being 15 tracks, which kind of ruined the whole like marketing idea of it. But like, yeah, to this day, that's still like my favorite piece of work I've ever done. It took a lot of time, a lot of work. That was like every day for like maybe 7 or 8 months. I was setting vocals back, collabing, dealing with, you know, legal stuff with writers and vocalists like Little John and Sean Paul, and like it was just like, man, that was like 7 or 8 months of like every day of like just every day was that album. So that was definitely like, and then we shot 9 music videos for it, and then we had, you know, all the artwork, and it was just like, man, that was just a lot of work.
It ran your world for sure.
Dude,
I mean, but it's still 13's still like your logo, right? It's still kind of like you've got even though that was so much work, and it's like the best product that you've ever released, or the 13 is
kind of a B. That's kind of the
idea.
But
it looks like it kind of looks like you're like that's kind of coined you.
Yeah.
In that sense, do you have any other stories like that, like where something happened and then you like appropriated or used it in your music because you're like, that's so cool?
I don't even know.
Oh man,
I mean, Tsunami at one point was Sparta. It wasn't even Tsunami. That's I guess a story I've never told. It was like, this is Sparta, and then Dubs were like, let's name it Tsunami, and then we named it, and then it was like we switched it out and put Tsunami. So that was something that worked out, because I was like, Tsunami sounds weird. I was like, I don't like that. And they're like, no, trust me, it's cool. Alex and Chris. I'm like, all right, I'll believe you guys. And then it turned out to be like a great idea. So
yeah, for sure. So what's next for you in your music? What do you have going around the bend?
Yeah, like I said earlier, just like more of a festival kind of like rave kind of song kind of is like the next like 2 or 3 that I'm doing. And then, that's kind of, you know, I've been doing a lot of like the Better Anyways and like Coffee Can Money and Sweeter Without You and stuff like that. So
Sweeter Without You was awesome.
Yeah, that was another one I did. That was actually one of my favorite releases that I did. And Wanna Lose You, I think, was also another one that, which you were playing at Jet Suite the other day, by the way. I was like sitting there at Jet Suite. I was like, is that Wanna Lose You? It was so random. But, it's more like harder stuff. I'm doing the next like 3 or 4 songs, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Any festivals that you're going to play that you want to promote?
Paradiso tomorrow. Let's see, Paradiso tomorrow. I think I can't. There's a couple I can't say actually, but
wow, you're supposed to leak it. This is where it's all going to be leaked out.
Like, I can't let these guys will kill me.
Like rhyme it, make it rhyme with something. EDS.
You're on the right path.
I'm on the right path.
You're on the right path.
It's Insomnia. Okay, cool. So thank you for that. You also have a fan in the studio here, so
yes.
I think he wants to ask you a question or two.
Okay.
So we'll close it up with that.
Absolutely.
Tyler, you want to come pop a squat where I'm at?
Come over, Tyler.
I'm leaving.
Don't knock over the $10,000 Canon camera. Oh, wow, I'm getting interviewed now by Tyler.
Yeah,
okay,
Tyler. Tyler is the man.
Okay. I'm scared. All right, go, Tyler.
All right, so what advice do you give to a local producer trying to come up?
Don't burn any bridges along the way. Be persistent. Be persistent and just feed as much as you can. And, you know, I would say, what have I seen that works? I've been seeing, it's changed a lot since when I came up, to be honest with you. I've been seeing like the way that it's done a little more. I mean, I would just like link up with artists that are like either, linking up with somebody like big like Tiesto or like Cascade or something obviously would be really hard, but linking up with somebody that's on the come up that has a little bit of a buzz and like doing a collab with them and send them something that they like, they're gonna like that song. And doing stuff like that and just collabing and getting recognition through other people's socials and just kind of coming up that way and building a name for yourself, I think is the best approach, as opposed to just putting out music and just praying that people are going to hear it, you know? Yeah, I mean, that could happen, but it's really hard to pop off that way. So it's a little bit of luck, timing, and skill. That's what I tell everybody. So yeah, but I mean, I would say just collab with as many up and coming people as you can, and people will start hearing your music and they'll be like, oh, like, who's this guy, you know? So that's definitely happened with my one of my, I have 2 managers right now, but one of the managers I have right now, he has a guy that he's been working with that I saw that happen like in front of my eyes. So I know that's like kind of how the game is working right now, I think.
In LA, what do you like better, Supper Club or Create? I know Create's gone and it's Academy now.
This guy brought up
Dude,
Supper Club.
Hey man, I used to live in LA. I used to check out your shows like Supper Club and Create. Like,
that's crazy.
No, I'm following you for a while, man.
Supper Club. Wow. First of all, I used to promote that place. That was the place that started me. And shout out to Freddie Neely for sure, and Spencer. But yeah, no. I mean, Supper Club, I have to give them props to, because that was a club that let me. Roxbury and Supper Club were the 2 clubs that let me kind of do my thing in the beginning for free and just kind of like DJ just to learn and figure out crowds and stuff like that. So definitely Supper Club. Thank you for having me.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited to hear it.
Nice. And excited to play Omnia tonight.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
It's always fun.